this is gonna sound crazy, okay? But if you can't stop gooning, don't stop yet. Yeah, I know people are gonna go crazy, like, oh my god, you're motivating people to goon. No. What I'm gonna say in this video is gonna be the fastest way to quit, okay? Because everyone else is gonna say, just stop, but that never works, okay? You know that doesn't work, and I know it doesn't work, okay? Because it's interesting how gooning's evolved. Because I remember when I was in like 5th grade, I'm 19 now, so when I was like 12, 13, gooning, like the whole mantra around gooning was that, oh, well, everyone's embarrassed to say they do it, but they do it. That's what they used to say, right? But now it's just like, yeah, I goon. It's like, they're like proud to say it, which is crazy. It's terrible. But, let me explain why you shouldn't stop yet. So, first you have to understand how change happens. You will never change unless something happens to you, or you gain enough awareness about what you're doing to then be able to change it. Okay? And here's the problem with just trying to quit cold turkey. Every time you go to goon, okay, you are in an autopilot brain dead zone. Alright, you're just looking at the screen, you're looking at the milkers bouncing around. You finish, you feel like a loser, you go on about your day. You don't actually gain any awareness of what's happening during that time. So, I'm not telling you to go do it, but what I'm telling, and here's the other thing. If I tell you, hey, you can go goon, no repercussions, nothing bad's gonna happen, and you're like, you haven't actually quit. You are still addicted. Your addiction is done when the second someone says, hey, you can go do it, and you're like, nah. Not like, no. Not like that. Just like, no, why would I do that? Right? So, it's like, hey, bro, go to Denmark right now. I'm sure unless you have some affiliation with, or affinity with Denmark, you can go like, why would I go to Denmark? It's not like, oh, I'm never going to go to Denmark. No. Just, no, why would I go to Denmark? That's how gooning has to seem like to you. That's when you know you quit. So, inevitably, if you're someone who hasn't quit, I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm telling you is that if you are going to go do it, which you probably will, right? Because I'm assuming you're still addicted if you're watching this video, that moment, you need to get a piece of paper. Okay, this is all you have to do. Don't tell yourself, I'm not going to do it, because then you're going to rubber band. Okay, it's like pulling do I have a, oh, I don't. It's like pulling a rubber band, and then it's like, and then that breaking point, you just snap, boom. And it's way worse than before. That's why every time you try to quit gooning, and you stop for like 3 days, that 4th day, you goon like 4 times. Right? So, don't worry. I'm not going to sell you something. What I will tell you is that if you find this video helpful, you will love my Discord. Okay? There's nothing paid over there, like I said, but the point is that I could share censored information there that I cannot share on YouTube, Twitch, or any of these other platforms. You need to get a piece of paper before you go do it. Okay, you need to write down, I'm going to goon because. And don't just say, well, I like boobies. That's not the real reason why. Go deep into your psyche. No pun intended. Okay? Think about it. Write it down. And then, as you do it, well, I'm assuming you're going to go do it. It's when if you don't feel like doing it after this, then don't do it. At no point should you force yourself to do it. What I'm saying is how to work with the thought, right, of doing it. So let's say you go do it. You need to be aware. Okay, your only job is do not enter this brain dead state where you don't know what you're doing. That's your only job. Go in there and observe what you're doing. You're going to realize pretty quickly, you're going to feel pretty stupid. You're going to go like, what the hell am I doing? Like, it's going to be a very natural realization. But again, don't force yourself to stop, but don't force yourself to do it. Follow the impulse, but observe the impulse. That's the important part. Observe the impulse. Write it down. Write down what comes to mind. When you finish, write down what comes to mind. And when you do that, what you need to do, very important, is reflect on it. Think about it. And there's going to be a certain moment where your awareness level is going to be high enough to where you can go like, I don't actually enjoy it. This is stupid. Well, why am I doing this? I'm just doing this to cope for whatever thing. I'm going to stop. Get quit. And someone's like, hey, do you want to goon? And you're like, No, well, why would I do that? I don't even enjoy it. That's when you quit. So like I said, you never change unless something happens to you or you reach a certain level of awareness. That's how you quit gooning. Okay? And for a lot of you guys, it won't be instant. I know you guys would love for it to be instant, but it won't be instant for most of you. Usually it's only instant if something happens to you. If nothing happens to you, it probably won't be instant. Probably be something else. Probably take a little bit. But either way, this is the best roadmap getting to quit. All right? And now it would be important to talk about the coping aspect. So when you write down everything related to your goon sessions, okay, start understanding yourself more, you'll then gain a certain level of awareness of like, you know what? I realize, because I didn't get enough attention from my mom, this porn acts like my mom. And seriously, that's how people think about it if you really go in deep into it. It like nurtures them, gives them comfort. That's why they get addicted to it. That's why they love it so much. They feel like they need it. That's why. And when they recognize that, they can start detaching from the porn. It's like, well, the porn's here, and I know it doesn't actually give me the solution, so now I'm going to start naturally detaching. And usually, if you have no control, you end up getting into another addiction, but if you're smart and you're paying attention, you'll start to give yourself healthy outlets. So it could be something within yourself, no external things, but a mindset shift. That's what we want to do by the end of this. And that's it. That's literally your roadmap to quitting gooning. This isn't the manifesto masterclass video that I have coming up on this that's going to touch on the subject very heavily, but I mean that's going to be the roadmap to finishing off your addiction. Once and